This section's a bit of a tips and tricks section on cleaning up drawings. There's a couple of tools and a couple of tips we can use to clean up drawings. First thing on the cleanup toolbar, we can change all the line weights to the thin line weights. So if some of the objects, I don't think there's any in any of these drawings, but if there are lines that are shown thick on the screen, if we click on this button here, it'll change them all to thin line weights and make them readable. We can use the show layer only button, which will just isolate a layer if it's not a block. So if we explode this first, and now we want to just isolate a layer, we can then erase the screen, so that'll erase everything else and turn everything else back on. So that's quite handy to be able to just pick on, if you picked on that and you didn't want it, then you just go erase screen and that bit goes. The other trick can be we can delete all the hatching. So if there's a whole lot of hatching on a drawing and we just want to get rid of it, we hit delete hatching. Just beware that this deletes all hatching, so if there is hatching you want to keep, then you can't really use this command. So yeah, so that's got rid of all the hatching. These are obviously not hatched, so that's one way to sort of clean it up a little bit. Dimensions, we can delete dimensions, maybe one of the other drawings. This drawing here, it's got a fair few dimensions on it. If we were to go around and delete all those one by one, it could take some time. With a cleanup, we can say delete dimensions, and it's just deleted 76 dimensions, so there shouldn't be any more dimensions left on the drawing. The other thing we can do is we can delete blocks. So if we see there's some blocks that we want to delete, for instance, we can hit the delete block, and that basically deletes all instances of those blocks. So that's a pretty quick way of deleting things off the drawing. The other thing, because we have changed everything to by layer when we clean up the drawing, we have the option to use the filter to our advantage. So if we wanted to select all solids on this drawing, for instance, and we could pick down here, we could go hatch pattern name equals solid, and there we'll pick all the solid that's not part of a block. Some of these other areas are part of blocks, and then we can just hit delete. If we wanted to pick all the M text, this is something that I do when I clean up drawings. So I go pick all the M text, color equals by layer, because that's what the cleanup program does. So we'll pick all the M text. There we go, that's all the M text selected, 70 items. Now we can explode the M text. And if we come in here now, and now we go pick all the text, and now we want to change their properties to a style that's thin. So if we change that to standard, we have nice thin text on the background drawings. So this layer, the filter is handy for doing anything like that. If we wanted to pick all the polylines, we can now pick all the polylines, and if they were all thick polylines, we could just type in AE and explode all the polylines in one hit. If we wanted to change all the text height of all the text, we could come in here and now just pick text, now come back in here and change all their height to 500, and we can just change it in one hit like that. Some of the other tools on the cleanup, we can delete text. So if we've got this word here that says sim, meaning similar, and we want to get rid of that on all the text, there's only one object of that. This one here, it says SB2, it will delete all instances of SB2. So there was 4 of those that have gone. So just a quick and handy way of finding any text that you don't want and deleting it. The other one is a text with a search. So columns are a good example. So if we wanted to delete all these column numbers, we could easily do that by, and we only wanted to make sure that it was the columns. We could go type in C and star, and there are 68 text items deleted that started with C. If we weren't sure and it was the column numbers, we could obviously do the same command but type in C1 star, and that will get all the ones starting with C1, and now we got C4. So we could go through and go C2 star, none, C4 we know there is, C4, and it's case sensitive, so still emptying something. I undid too far. So that's a couple of tips on just cleaning up drawings. I think those sort of little tricks can make your life so much easier. Just something that we do so often. So that ends this lesson.